should be visible. Welcome. This is Tier 2 Homelands versus Raiders. Sorry. Ages. Homelands versus Raiders, Tier 2 CC Week 3. This is just like a regular season match. I will point out though, I'm not on my own for this. Love Diva Gamer should be joining me for a co-cast at some point, but he messaged to say he might be late. So I will just go ahead, run it normally, just quickly check that both teams are ready. And then we'll try and get started into first map. Yeah, I mean, sure, if I give it a minute, people might show up. Just gonna. So ready from Homelands Funny. First map will be Ilios. First map will not be Ilios. It will be Lijiang Tower. Oh, there's our ready. Lijiang Tower. I wonder which of the three we'll see first. And like, I mean, hello Sky. Yeah, I wonder which of the three maps we'll see first, because, I mean, different compositions can be ran on different maps, but you generally see a brawl being ran on each map, and there you go. First map is going to be Control Center by the looks of things. Definitely the more brawl heavy of the few. Hello there, Tom. Nice to see you. Yeah, so as I just said, I think probably before people joined, Love Diva Gamer will be joining me for the co-cast, but at the moment he said he was going to be a bit late, so yeah, it looks like he will be a bit late. Chim's on the Symmetra though. I like this. I like to see the Symmetra, the TP to get out of spawn a bit quicker, and I mean, even when she gets onto point, the turrets and the just her beam at level 3, you can build that beam up pretty quickly, and just burn through shields, and I mean burn through enemy players as well. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But Carito back on this signature Junkrat that I've quite a few times casted for Carito and seen the Junkrat pop off, and I say that the Baptiste is taken out. Major Chaos taken out by Carito very early. No Baptiste on the side of Homelands at the moment, and I mean Carito is just going to walk straight into the middle of that team. Lamp is dropped down, and this fight is going the distance, but Carito's found another kill in Solar. And I think with no healing on the side of Homelands, they're just going to be forced back there. First fight going the way, and the point just getting capped up here. There you go. Wow, nice quick fight for Raiders, but oh my, it looks like it might turn around quickly. Chimps has found the kill onto Felgenhauer. And this is going to give chance to come back in. Carito does find the kill onto Chimps, but it doesn't mean that that's the end of the fight at all. With so many players still up and standing on the point. There's the window coming out from Liam that just forces Homelands to split across this point. Major Chaos having to drop down that lamp there just to keep people alive. Something pinning in, finds the kill onto Felgenhauer. There's the tire getting pulled from Carito on the high ground though. Beat is dropped from Barnsey in response, and Carito very intelligently actually just waiting out the beat. Unfortunately the tire does get taken down on the way down, and there's the point getting flipped. Looks like Felgenhauer is going to be coming back in on this, but yeah, he's immediately going to just back off. He sees that this is too dangerous. 180s, and yeah, that's going to be point being flipped. 41% on the point for Homelands there, and that's a nice wall coming up from Solar, just splitting off Felgenhauer from the rest of his team. He gets blown up. A nice stagger kill as well. Naro also getting the D-mech and throwing himself off the side of the cliff, just into that abyss, just to get that quick reset. Quite a few ults online here as well. Something with this shatter, probably going to be the ult that we see coming down first, either that or the window. But I mean, Chimp on this back line is going to do so much. There's the high noon and the shatter coming out from Ariana and Felgenhauer, but there's 2 kills gone to Chimp. This fight could go either way though. Kirito finding a kill, 2 kills of himself, but Chimps does seem to be doing so much work on this Junkrat. Finds a D-mech onto Naro again, but he does get taken out there, and that's that looks like it's going to be another hold for Homelands Funny, and a nice reset here from Homelands as well. They've noticed that they lost their Baptiste and their Junkrat in that fight, and they've backed up to point, giving up that little bit of space until they get their reinforcements. Mac though, he does have this Graviton online. Naro's going to have to be looking for the eat on it. There's the grab, it goes onto the wall, Lamp is dropped and so's the beat. There's the tyre out though, Chimps uses the tyre, I think yeah, he got destroyed by Naro. But I mean, enough dropped into that fight, and Raiders are forced to reset. Solar looking for the Solar freezes Naro. Oh no. Oh, that's that's so unlucky for Naro. He just gets frozen as he's falling off that point. Touch does come through from Chombai, and he's on the point, but Solar walking forward drops down that blizzard and blocks off the wall for Felgenhauer. The lamp is dropped in response, and Felgenhauer does manage to stay alive. The tire for Kirito though. Kirito finding 2 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills! 4 kills in this fight! Completely turning that around. Wow, Kirito once again being a big player in these fights and finding 4 kills there. Big tire to start that off. Shatter online for coming online for something, and Barnsley with the beat. He's gonna have to be looking for the like beat in response to it, maybe a shatter or something, because you don't really want to go in aggressively with this. Felgenhauer just biding his time. And I mean, these Junkrats are getting so much damage, and Kirito's already got another tire. There's the tire getting pulled by Kirito. He goes, just takes it behind. There's the shatter coming down. His tire does get taken out. The counter shatter though from something takes out Felgenhauer and Liam. Beat is dropped from Chombai, and this is looking like they're just Raiders are just chucking in all of their ults to try and get away with this, and they still look like they're winning it. Chombai does find the pick onto Chimps, but the D-Mech comes through onto Naro, and Solar with 2 kills here. There's the grab from Mac, and a window as well. Felgenhauer is just getting bullied in that Graviton Surge. And I mean, Chimps is still running around with this tire. It's just coming back from spawn. Ariana Grenade gets taken out there, and Barnsley with the beat does get it off, but nowhere near the point, nowhere near close enough to get that touch and keep that fight going. First point going the way of Homelands Funny there. And well played to them as well. Once they got control of that point, they looked a lot more comfortable, a lot more confident with their plans, and they did lose it at one point, but they still came straight back in, turned that around, turned the point around, flipped the point over, and yeah, took that fight back the other way. Okay. Going on to Night Market, a bit more interesting. I like to see that both teams are now running the Symmetra, although Chimps is on the Doomfist and Kirito's still on this Junkrat. So Chimps being on the Doomfist could be massive plays for, especially with this late drop in as well. Chimps is just set up behind. Liam already taken out. That's the Doomfist. That's your Baptiste being taken out there. Chimps now sees an opportunity just to go in. Carito on the back, looking for damage on the Junkrat. Does find the kill onto Barnsby, but yeah, that's just going to be the point getting capped up by Homelands, and it's plainly down to them just getting to the point quicker. They were just on point first. Both teams coming in now. Solar looking to build up this beam, get to that level 3 charge, and doing immense damage. There's the level 3 beam, just taking that shield down. Chumbai though finds a pick onto Chimps, and there's the tire being pulled from Carito. So it takes it onto the roofs and takes it behind, takes out Mac. Shatter though, Shatter comes out and takes 3 down. Something with the Shatter. Absolutely demolishing, and Solo putting that symbol through the point, splits that point in half, and I mean, it gives so much more protection for the side of Homelands. Carito though is still alive on the back, looking to make some clutch plays, manages to find 2 kills, but yeah, still gets taken out, and that's a staggered kill as well. So they're going to be coming back in, having to wait for him. Chumbai does have this beat, and Barnsby with the beat on the other side. Major Chaos does have the window though, and it's really, if he can use this window earlier, he just uses this window before. Liam's not going to have it in time. TP bomb does look like it goes up, but it doesn't really do anything. There's the window from Liam right through this doorway, and the beat from both sides as well. Grav gets eaten. Nice eat from Narrow, eating up that Grav and stopping, denying all of that damage from the ultimate. Shatter though from something round the side finds 3. Carito with 4 kills for Carito, and it looks like Carito's just turned this fight around. Oh my god, Carito on the Junkrat, he's gonna... yeah, he's just carrying. He's doing so much work, as per. I need to watch this man play a bit more. But point does get flipped over, 88% for Homelands there. Homelands does have a lot of ults coming back in though. They do have that Sim, they have that Doomfist, and they have the... they have the... Baptiste window. Chimps dives in, manages to find 2 kills. Well played from him. There's the window and the wall coming out. Something pins in, finding another kill, and Solar's just on the side, beaming someone down. It's just Narrow left on the point, and the point's going to be flipped over and capped up. 91% on the point now. It's going to be down to Carito to get that touch. He does manage to get on point in time, but gets taken out almost immediately. High Noon is online for Ariana Granade, but he gets beamed down by the by those sim turrets just sat in the doorway. Liam also suffering the wrath of those sim turrets. Solar's turret placement doing work, no, because nobody's taking him out. Narrow is on the point here, just stalling out a little more, but it does look like Homelands will be taking this point and the map, and it's quite convincing fashion as well. Very, very well played to Homelands, and unlucky to Raiders. Okay. There we go. There's the triple kill on the play of the game from Carito. Just goes behind them, pulls that tire, and I mean, no, they're all just too close together. That point is good for that. It's very good for getting all those players grouped together, and so Carito did find value. However, it wasn't enough quite to carry his team to victory. And yeah, we'll be seeing the next map coming through, which will be hybrid as per usual. We'll always see this this game mode come in after the first map. Second map is always hybrid. So it will be going to Raiders for their choice of map, and then Homelands will decide whether they want to attack or defend first. So the map choices this week, I believe, are King's Row or Icon World, I want to say. I'm pulling it up on my phone now. Yeah. Oh no, Kings Row or Numbani. I almost said Numbani as well. It was Icon Mod last week. Yeah, Kings Row or Numbani. I mean, both teams seemed fairly confident running the Reinhardt comps there, and I it would be a surprise if they choose to go to Numbani. But realistically, if you have been practicing your dive and you're confident that you've got a better dive, or you confident that you feel like you could beat them on dive, like Raiders, they couldn't quite hold their front as against Homelands Brawl, and so maybe if they think they're confident on dive, they could run Numbani and play a more dive comp, which is definitely more favoured on a map like Numbani. But yeah, we'll just see what the map pick comes through, and yeah, okay, there we go. Narrow has got back to me as he has chosen Kings. Raiders will be taking us to Kings. I mean, everyone's favourite map, right? Surely. Kings Row, heavy brawl map. Occasionally you do see Orisa being ran on the higher levels, but this is tier 2. This will be a much lower level of gameplay than top 500 maybe, and yeah, just gonna see if Homelands want to attack or defend first. And I will also check if there's any subs. I also did get a message that Love Diva will not be joining me, so it is a solo cast today. So yeah, it will be just me on my own, but I mean, you love my voice, right? I mean, if you don't love my voice, then this is, I'm sorry to tell you, this is what you've got to put up with. So yeah, heading into second map now, it will be Raiders on attack first. Yeah, I mean, Kings Row, definitely, like I said, Brawl's map. I mean, what is there to say about Kings Row, really? I mean, it is set in the UK. There you go, that's all you need. It's so much better. No, but definitely one of my favourite maps. I'm, if anybody knows, I am a Reinhardt player. Not a very good one, but I'm still a Reinhardt player. And so having those Rhine jewels, especially in something like a scrim, is always lovely to have on a map like Kings Row, with all these corners that Rhine can take advantage of, and not much high ground that really is dominant in its own aspect. We do see Raiders coming out on that quite a fairly classic brawl, running the Junkrat instead of the McCree, but or sorry, instead of the Cassidy, running the Junkrat instead of the Cassidy, and running that May just to block off the wall. Also see Solar on the May. It kind of makes you you wonder. Chimps is now on the Widow. It's just going to be looking for an early pick, most likely. And I mean, if you're Liam right there, you've got to be very careful. Might see that switch off come from Chimps. Move through does come through very quickly, and that wall does come up, but it doesn't find any value from Ariana. And this is nice pace from Homelands. They are walking forward and taking space very quickly. Something showing that he is quite the competent main tank player. And that he is not backing down from Felgenhauer. What a wall! Just blocks Felgenhauer off, though the lamp is out there. Lamp comes out, and Ariana Granada takes something down. Both main tanks have been traded here, though, as Mac finds the kill onto Felgenhauer. Narrow stood on the point, does get taken down, because that beam from Mac is just doing too much work. Window comes out from Liam, though, and that forces them all off the point. Mac drops down that grab, and he's built that grab extremely quickly, finding 2 kills in that Graviton Surge. Finds another kill from Mac. Mac with 3 kills on this fight, and that looks like it's going to be the point being capped up by Homelands. Something just walking forward. They really want to take out Liam here, and yeah, Raiders just backing off, running away with their tails tucked between their legs. Nice first fight, very, very nice pace coming out. 5 minutes 10 on the clock for Homelands. Barnsey just sat on the point, emoting as Lucio. Is just going to keep that cart moving and keep that progress rolling. Major Chaos just here running that running that BAP, and he does have that window online. Pause has come through for Raiders here. And it does look like it'll be a disconnect from Felgenhauer, either that or a quick reset. Yeah, so I guess I just kind of fill this space with some of my beautiful voice again. Yeah, I mean, ults on the other side though, Carito and Ariana Grande, they both do have their ults online, and Chombai with the beat of his own, Solar with that Blizzard online. If they decide to drop down that Blizzard, the beat will be there for the beat will be there in a defensive style. Bit unfortunate for Felgenhauer though, he has got that disconnect coming through, so all of the ult charge that he would have built so far would just be lost at the moment. Whereas Something does have his shatter pretty much online, 5% left on that, and so it means coming back into the Rhine duel, it's going to be hard to kind of get your head back into the game and like kind of keep track of the game again almost immediately. But we'll see how both teams do. Liam did use that window in the last fight, so it's not going to be used in this next fight, whereas Major does have his window. Window being such a quick building ult, because obviously as Baptiste you have the ability to damage and heal at the same time, where you're not really like losing out on either, and so if you can get the mechanic of shoot heal down, then it means you're just building these ults so quickly. And it's not even just to do with the mechanic, it's more to do with the fact that he also has that burst healing. He does a lot of plane healing anyway, and yeah, it's just, I mean, BAP is OP. I'm just gonna oops. Okay, and there is our ready, and we're going to be heading straight back in. Felgenhauer is unfortunately going to be coming back from spawn though, so I mean that's a nice wall coming out from Ariana Grande, just going to be stopping any force coming forward, and lets Raiders get out quickly. There's the Blizzard coming down though, nice aggressive maneuver, and what a shatter from Something! Something finding 4 with the shatter. Chimps just uses that high noon to clean up, and that's all that Homelands need. Chombai on the point here, just stalling it out that little bit, but yeah. Oh dear, it looks like, yeah, Ariana Grande has switched onto the Cassidy here, in response to not really being able to do much. But 5 minutes 17 going into this third point of King's Row. However, most teams can manage to hold here. Felgenhauer unfortunately does get blocked off by the wall from Solar there. Solar sat in that nice high ground position, does catch him out, and Chimps is walking forward, finding 2 kills of his own. Homelands still keeping that cart moving. Barnsey doing absolute work, just sat on the cart keeping it moving at all times, and yeah, Raiders are going to be coming back in here, and we'll see what's dropped out first. There's the window from Major Chaos, and it's dropped in a weird position. Window dropped by Liam in response, and there's a beat from both teams as well. Boot from Barnsey there does find a nice kill onto Ariana, and the tire from Carito finds the kill onto Something. A lot of kills have gone both ways, but it looks like most of the kills have gone the way of Homelands, and they will be capping up that point. 4 minutes 18 on the clock. That is insane. Homelands Funny doing absolute God's work there. They have just stormed through that, and I mean, there's just not taking no as an answer. They're not being stopped once. I don't even think that the cart was contested once. It does come down pretty unlucky that Felgenhauer did get that DC and that kind of reset their progress, especially heading into second point. But still, I mean, it looked like a powerful game coming from Homelands there, and we'll see if their defense is quite as good. They have been absolutely dominating when it comes to the ratings. I have been actually following the ratings for and the scores for each team this season. So yeah, we'll kind of see going forward how if they can keep this win streak up, because at the moment it's looking like Raiders are struggling. Narrow is now on the on the Zarya when they were previously on the Diva. Mac also on the Sigma instead, and I mean, I quite like this on defense. It's puts it towards more of a double shield comp, and just allows a bit more aggression and a bit more aggression from something, but at the same time a bit heavier defense for the rest of the team. That was a fat fire strike from something. Rotation will be coming through the hotel, and that's another massive fire strike. Something I think hit 6 players there with that fire strike. They're just going to be walking forward. He's almost got this shatter. Oh my god, one fight and he's got the he's built shatter. That's insane. I mean, I'm so glad I chose his POV to watch that from, because that was some beautiful fire strikes coming out and so much ult charge and damage coming down as well. Narrow has now switched over to the Diva, so these fire strikes will start to get eaten up. But rotation comes through Hotel, and there's the shatter coming down. Only finds one, and something gets taken out there. Mac very close to this flux here, but Window comes out. There's the flux going up, and it lifts quite a few players into the air. Chombai getting taken out, and Narrow taken out of his mech. This looks like Raiders are going to lose this fight. The fight started so well for Raiders, and then Mac dropped that flux, and there was just nothing they could do. They were all suspended in air and just left as bait for the the starving mouths of Homelands players just sat below. Although this is nice speed coming out from Raiders. They do have a plan. They're coming in quite consistently, quite quickly, and Barnsley is just sat further back. There's the shatter coming down. Beat comes out in response to it. And there's the lamp from both sides. High Noon from Ariana Grenade goes for those shots and doesn't seem to find anything. Felgenhauer is taken down, and Chombai and Carito also taken out. Fight, it does look like it's going back the way of Homelands here, and something just walking forward, swinging his hammer, and has built himself another shatter. Oh, this is mean. Stagger coming out onto Narrow. They're just going to be waiting. That's going to take a good 10 seconds off of the clock before this is really getting going again. And I mean, you see the EMP shatter back on online here, and that's probably what I'm going to expect to see. As soon as you get that EMP online, you're going to be looking to drop that down. Wall comes up though. Felgenhauer gets split off. There's the MP though, and there's so many people taken out. Mac using the flux into the air and lifts so many people. Carito though has found 2 kills and uses that Death Blossom to try and get another. Carito is committing into this fight. He does find the kill onto Mac, and Narrow is the only one on point as a hacked Baby Diva, looking for the 1v1 against Barnsley. But I mean, Raiders are going to be coming back in, 4 of them strong, and the shatter and the window coming out there from Raiders. Maybe both weren't quite needed, but I mean, they really do want to take up this point. And it looks like this might be going the way of Raiders. Yeah, it looks like they will be capping up that point. Finally, with 40 seconds left on the clock, they're taking control of this point and taking the cart into Streets phase. Ariana does have this high noon here, and he should have just seen that Mac has just used that grasp, although clearly it doesn't really matter much. They do back up here, and I mean, quite a strange choice to be honest, but the Shatter is online for Felgenhauer. I think, oh, it wasn't him that used it. The Shatter comes down from Felgenhauer, but he gets absolutely burnt. I don't even know if he had beat armor there. Beat armor does come through, and there's the high noon from Ariana. Gets the kill onto Major. The stun doesn't quite hit the Mac, and Mac is just doing so much damage as the Sigma, walking forward and landing so many shots. Something also, we're on this Reinhardt doing so much work. Yeah, just swinging that hammer does so much damage. And now, Homelands have got opportunity to hold this close. There's the wall coming up, and so many split off. Something, though, gets stunned up and taken out. Complete MTD, main tank experience. Not quite an MTD, that's not really how stuns work. But yeah, it looks like Solar and Chimps are just going to be stalling at this point, getting as much they can get out of it, and resetting out. Homelands being pushed back. 1 minute 35 on the clock for Raiders to push this cart through. And there's probably like 1 or 2 fights left in this. If Homelands can regroup quite quickly, they're going to be able to get back into this fairly simply. And I mean, something with the Shatter online might be looking to get it off. There's the EMP coming off. Shatter goes down and finds free, but Carito has dropped down from the high ground behind and has gone for that Death Blossom. He's found the kill onto Major Chaos, which is the main source of healing for Homelands. Flux comes out from Mac. This is a strange Flux coming out, but they clearly think it's worth. Barnesy, the only support on the point there, and he does look to get out. Kills have gone the way of Raiders here, and they will be capping up this point. 42 seconds on the clock, just getting in there, and that adds some time onto the bank. Now with 2 minutes 5. And this is looking a lot more stable for Raiders here. They're looking a lot more confident on the street fades, and they're also looking like they should be more comfortable. Window comes out from Major, and they've just backed off. Raiders have just gone, yep, you can have your window, you have fun with that. But Chimps, he doesn't need that window. He just hits the headshot as Hanzo, and that's it. Ariana needs to now respawn. Chombai completely resetting back to their spawn. And there's so much poke coming through now as well. Chimps with another headshot. Hits another headshot onto Ariana. That's so unlucky. And I think that was just a Spamzo shot. If that gets another headshot, I'm going to be very, very annoyed. Because... okay, good. There's the Blizzard coming down. What a beautiful Blizzard position as well. Solar drops down to take advantage of it, but he gets caught out and flashed. Mac now finding the kill onto Liam, but he gets taken out as well. These kills definitely look like they're going the way of Raiders here. Raiders moving the cart forward, 40 seconds on the clock. They're going to have to make this fight go very, very quickly if they want a chance to even get a second attack. There's the beat and the bomb coming out. Carito does look like he's TPing onto the high ground looking for that Death Blossom. High Noon though finds 2. Is Carito going to commit the Death Blossom? I doubt it here. And Ariana Major gets taken out by Carito just walking forward. There's another kill for Carito onto Chimps. And another kill for Carito on the Reaper. So many kills for the Reaper, but I mean 10 seconds on the clock and respawns are going to be coming back in. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to really stop anyone from touching. Shatter does come down, and Carito doesn't seem to realise that he's inside the inside the Dragons. Dragons and Flux come out, and Homelands have actually turned this around. They've just come out of spawn, used 2 ults, and completely changed the pace of that fight. Homelands taking second point in quite a rushed fashion, actually. That was very, very quick. Finishing with 4 minutes 18 in the time bank, and then I mean that last point defense right there was absolutely beautiful. Do see Kirito getting that play of the game here though, and that's for this this 4K that we see just walking forward and taking all these players out on the Reaper. But unfortunately Kirito not doing enough work to quite get his team in there. And I mean, beautiful teamwork coming from Homelands here. And I mean, a shout out to Mac. You see him with 46 eliminations, 74% kill participation. That's insane damage and insane amount of kills as well. He definitely shone out on that Sigma, on the defense, much more than he did on any other character in the last 2 maps. I say that, but his Zarya has also been doing work, and both the tanks for Homelands are looking very, very powerful at the moment. Raiders are going to have to figure out what to do going into this next map. It could be our last map, and I mean, I don't really want it to end on a 3-0, because it seems like most things I cast end on a 3-0. It's like, it's just a trend that kind of happens, but yeah, hopefully we see something click in Raiders' head, and they might change up a comp, maybe even make a sub. I don't actually know if that is a sub or not, and yeah, we'll see what happens going forward. Just gonna next map will obviously be everyone's favourite, 2CP, with the pick of Temple of Anubis or Hanamura. Temple, I mean, Temple probably one of the more favoured 2CP maps, but I mean, both teams seem to be wanting to go towards brawly kind of competitions, so you might see TPs coming out from both teams going into these maps, trying to run that that Rhine going in. We will see. Actually, I'll quickly double check. I don't know if I turned off all maps, but there you go. Next map, as you see, will be Hanamura. No, that's wrong. That is very wrong. It is the opposite of Hanamura, or not the opposite, but it is the only other choice that there was, which is Anubis. So he said the choice. I had 50% chance of remembering it, and there we go. I still managed to forget which map we were actually going with. So I'll quickly check with Homelands whether they want to attack or defend first, and then check both teams are ready, get this ball rolling. Third map, the score at the moment is 2-0 to Homelands, and I mean, Homelands look at doing it in quite dominant fashion as well. Raiders do look like they've got a bit of competence and a bit of kind of traction, but the realism is, can they keep it going, and can they kind of I mean, can they get enough traction to turn the map around? So we'll just check for the ready, and then try and get into our third map. Oh, we do see the sub coming out. Lupo is coming in for Ariana. I mean, I don't really know nothing. Don't really know something about Lupo, but what I'm kind of theorising now is that Lupo could either be their Pharah player, or Lupo could be their kind of sniper player, something like a Ashe or a Hanzo, or even a Widow. That's her name, Widowmaker. I can't believe I struggled remembering the name of Widowmaker, but there we go. I do feel my voice going a little bit. I'm gonna try and not scream as much, because yeah, just going forward. I think I'm okay, Motor. I see your message there, and I know you're watching. I should be okay. I mean, I've got this far on my own. It's not my first time casting on my own, so yeah. I couldn't be bothered to walk into my bathroom to use the tap to get myself some water, so I just poured some cordial in straight into a glass, and I'm just sipping on that, and it's so sweet. I don't know why I've done it, but it's not too bad. So, as I kind of predicted, Lupo is here on the Ash. Looks like they will be their kind of sniper player, and they're going for a bit more of a sniper presence in this map. Mac back on that Sigma there, very nice to see. He did do absolute God's work on King's Row, and I mean, beautiful play altogether, but Mac definitely shone out among all of the somehow managed to be the diamond in amongst all the other diamonds, and that's a very, very quick push coming through from Homelands. Very nice to see. Chimps though does unfortunately get pulled out. I know that is going to cost them. Chimps get taken out there. Just that burning damage is too much from the Ash, but I mean, when he got pulled, you could just see that he was unfortunately in a very tough position, but this could work for the better. Chimps is now going to be on the backside respawning, and he's going to be coming back in on the backside of Raiders. They're just not going to really be able to look at both angles. Lupo though finds the kill onto Mac here, and both teams are going at it in this little room. Something does get taken out there, and it looks like kills will be going the way of Raiders here. Barnesy just looks like he's trying to get out on this Lucio. Not quite sure if they can. The pool comes through, and they do manage to just survive, barely. Nice quick rotations coming through from Homelands here, but not quite sure if we'll see the but that fight didn't quite go their way. They couldn't quite find it. Tyre comes out from Carito, and it goes, and Chimps is caught out of Lamp, and he gets taken down among with the Lamp. Mac also split off, gets taken out of that mech, and yeah, that's gonna probably have to be a reset here, I would have thought. Although I say that, Mac is on the back with with the Baby Diva. Window comes out on this high ground, and Felgenhauer is just too big for that pillar. The pillar is bigger than him. He can't quite survive that. Lupo is back on this high ground, and he's doing work on the Ash. Nice headshot onto Barnesy there. The rally is also out from for Raiders. Window comes out from Liam, but he gets taken out halfway through, and there's the bomb from Narrow. Dragon's dropped onto the point by Chimp, just coming through and looking for as many as he can. Chimp coming back in finds the headshot onto Felgenhauer, but something is taken out by something is taken out, and Lupo has found 2 kills there. Narrow just running forward, trying to find the kill onto Chimp, and doesn't quite find it, gets stolen by Lupo last second. Lupo on this Ash is doing really, really good damage, and also managed to keep hold of that Bob through that fight. So they're going to have Bongo Bob running into the next fight, and that's a massive, massive disruption to the team, and has so much damage coming down from Bob if you can get him into a really good position. Rotation right side will be coming through here, and Felgenhauer has positioned his team a bit further back, which is really nice. There's the wall coming out, just giving Homelands that chance just to walk forward, but they've already found 3 kills here, and I don't think we're going to see any ults being dropped for Raiders there, because they've just all died so quickly. Team kill coming out, and yeah. That's going to be first point going the way of Homelands. Nice quick fight, came in, dropped that beat, and dropped that hammer as well, taking out the hold of Raiders, and Raiders definitely looking a lot more confident running an Orisa comp. Something does get booted down, so it's going to be tanks kind of split off. Solar running in on his own, gets taken out, but nice headshots coming through from Chimp, takes out Lupo, the real effect maker on this team, it seemed. Bongo is dropped down here, and that oppressive damage is going to force so many force Homelands players. Sorry, going to force all of those homeless players back out and reset. But you're not going to have a Bongo online here for this for the Bob that you've got for Lupo here. And with ults being built up for Homelands, you've got to be worried about them coming out. Eat comes out from Narrow. He was looking for it on Solar, and Solar just runs in front of his team and gets caught out of place. That's how that Eat comes off. Nice Eat from Narrow. Does look like Chombai and Narrow are going to be chasing down these stragglers of Homelands and find the kill onto Major just to finish off that fight. Nice commits from the Raiders there. They do only commit Tyre and Rally, and they managed to find quite a lot of value from it. Lupo still does have this Bob online, and I'm wondering if they're now waiting on building another Bob op. Narrow with the bomb online, could maybe see it come out. Narrow manages to scout out Solar though, and I mean, okay, Chimps throws Bob into the into that little room and doesn't seem to find anything. Shatter comes down, but it's blocked up by Felgenhauer, and the kills are still going the way of Homelands, but Raiders definitely looking a lot more like they should be finding these kills here. Felgenhauer falling extremely low, does get taken out, and Kirito coming back has found the kill onto Barnsey. He's going to be like the last standing survivor here. He's found the kill onto something, but the point is being emptied up here. One tick goes the way of Homelands, and I mean, there's the Bongo coming down from Felgenhauer, but I doubt that's going to survive very long. Bomb from Mac just gets dropped right on top of that lamp, and Felgenhauer gets taken out. Kirito now with this Tyre online, he will be looking for an opportunity to pull it. Comes off, and he trades his life for Solar's there with that Tyre. Rally comes out from Chombai, and it's going to be very, very hard to get a kill onto any of the Raiders players here. 21 seconds on the clock, and Raiders are keeping hold of this point. Chombai sees Barney on on the Lucio. He turns his back, notices Chombai, and just turns his back to Kirito, who's just stood there with a mine ready to take him out. Meteor Strike comes out from Solar there, and that doesn't seem to find much. Window also taking out something, and I mean, Kirito through this window has found 2 kills with the directs. And it's just the Soldier and the Lucio left alive. Barnsey, the first person to try and touch, is now the last person to try and touch and keep this point alive. Bomb comes out from Narrow, and it doesn't seem to find anything, but it doesn't need to find anything because Barnsey gets taken out by Lupo, and the point is held. 2 ticks onto the point, 95.7%. That's practically full capping. And I mean, if you're Homelands, you're going to be pretty upset getting that close and still not quite getting there, but I mean, well played from Raiders coming out on that Orisa comp, something a bit different. We've not seen that yet in this series, and definitely looking a lot more comfortable running the more Orisa based spam comp, which you could kind of assume considering Kirito is basically a Junkrat one trick. All we've seen him on is Junk, and I don't think I've really seen him on much else.
Ready for battle.
We are going to see something picking up an Orisa of his own, going on to the double shield comp for the defense here, and we are going to see Chimps on the Ash. However, Chimps is going to have a pocket this time. We didn't see that in the last fight. And we also didn't see that for Raiders. They never ran the Mercy for the Ashe. However, now they are running a dive comp. The Winston Diva with the Pharah, and it looks like Kirito will be sticking with this Pharah pick for the most part, as Lupo is on the Hanzo. And I'm interested to see how they synergize on this comp, how much practice they've actually put in, especially against a comp that is so hard. So hard spam. Dive comes through from Felgenhauer and he gets absolutely blown up, so much damage coming through, but Kirito gets taken out by Chimps. Felgenhauer jumps onto that high ground just to try and take another go, but Solar manages to find that kill, and Solar also getting taken out. Nice shot from Kirito onto that high ground, does direct Chimps, but he's going to get healed up, and Solar getting rezzed by Barnsey there is just letting that come through, although the space has been given up here. Narrow though unfortunately does get demeched, and he's right in this inside of Homelands. Homeland's building a strong defense around this point. They're spreading out a lot more and just not allowing Chombai to really get much space. Lupo is looking for that headshot Hanzo arrow onto the Ashe here, and that's a nice little jump from Chimps, although it does make him very vulnerable, and he should know that when he does it. I think a higher up Hanzo player would probably have hit that shot. Lupo does look like he's going for that flank here, and Kirito gets taken out by a Junkrat. The man who claims to be Junkrat Lord gets taken out by a Junkrat on Pharah. The dive comes through from Felgenhauer, and there's the Nano and the Bob coming out. Bob just forces Chombai just to hide away and can't really get much healing onto his team. Chombai very low health. Yeah, okay, needs to nade himself. He's going to be looking for these healing shots onto his teammates. But I don't think Kirito knows that Solar is sat right there. Lupo though with the headshot onto Major Chaos. That's unfortunate. That's a very unfortunate pick for Homelands, and they're now not having any Baptiste. It's going to be plainly solely down to the Mercy. There's the Flux coming out, but Mac gets slept. That's a nice sleep from Chombai. Solar on the back though has found 2 kills. He gets taken out though, and there's the Bongo being dropped by something, but I think it's a last hope effort. I don't think it's going to find anything with Primal being dropped from Felgenhauer. It's going to be point being capped up with 1 minute on the clock. Obviously they will get time added to that time bank when they go in, but yeah, heading on to second point at this point. Map definitely looking winnable here. Only 95%, I say only 95%, so they do need to practically cap this point, but if they can get that going, it can be very well, it can start making this series look very, very good for Raiders. Solar sat here waiting to pull that tyre, right in the middle of the team, just pulls it and manages to get that off. Felgenhauer and Chombai just stood there and looked at him as he pulled that tyre and still didn't find much. Didn't really stand a chance of denying it. Barnsey does find the kill onto Narrow with the melee, and that's just going to be a reset coming through for Raiders. Nice sleep there. Chimps getting taken down. There's a nice coordination as well. And I mean, 2 players of Homelands has been caught out of position here. Kirito's going to be looking for this barrage onto the back line, and realistically, when's he going to try and get that off? Solar gets taken out by the sonar arrow, but Chombai, the main source of healing, has been taken out. Rez does come through, and Kirito does look like he's trying to get this DMAC to come through onto Mac, just to try and ensure that he can get this barrage off. Barrage comes down and it does find two. Carito doing work on this Farah, and there's one tick. Something coming back on the ball is going to manage to get that touch, but he has to fly through the dragons to try and get it, and he's taken so much damage from it, has to back off for a second to grab that Mega, and can he get back in? Mac does have that time though just to come back in on the point, and Felgenhauer gets taken out by Solar. Kills now going the way of Raiders here, and that's only 2 ticks on the point, but it looks like Homelands are going to manage to keep hold of it, and something now on the ball as well. Lupo just trying to get out. I really should have committed to dying a bit sooner. 1 minute 53 on the clock, and quite a few ults dropped for Raiders there, but I think they can still come in quite comfortably and take this next fight. Valk and Nano online, and the Primal, and I'm sure if Carito can land enough of these shots, he'll be back to that barrage in no time. It does look like something will be sticking on the ball comp as well, as really just over, or just under, sorry, a tick to get the win for Raiders. And some nice shots coming from Carito. Very controlled movement there as well. It just proves that movement is quite controlled, being able to hover quite perfectly in the air. And he does have this barrage online. It looks like they were almost waiting for it to come online. Nano comes out onto Felgenhauer, and he's just going to be jumping in, looking for that those kills onto the left-hand side, denying that left-hand side. Lupo finds the kill onto Chimps, and it looks like Solar will be going on a flank with the visor. Doesn't seem to be finding much. It looks like kills are going to be going the way of Raiders, and the point does get capped. Raiders taking Anubis. Very well played from playing some different comps. That's really what they needed to do there. As I said before the map, that I think you need to see them playing something a little bit different, and you might see something change with their pace or something. And here we see the player of the game from Carito just using that window to his best ability to get as many kills as he can. But yeah, Raiders taking that map and making this a 2-1 series at the moment, and Raiders, I mean, might see that reverse sweep coming through. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, definitely nice to see them running a different strategy, running a different comp, and it working for them as well. Homelands definitely seem to struggle a little more than they have on the last 2 maps, and I mean, Raiders coming away with a win. Yeah, so next map we'll be going on to Escort. The map choices are Havana or Dorado. Both quite nice maps actually. I am going to quickly get a drink because my throat is quite dry and sore. So I'll be back in just a second. And I am back. There we go. I've actually got a drink for me this time. I've got a drink sat right by me. Plenty of hydration. Keep hydrated. Yeah, gotta just make sure I don't hurt myself with my voice or anything. It's quite precious, you know. No, but okay. So heading into Escort, it will be the pick of Homelands this time, and I will quickly check the map pool again. Okay, I said it wrong. It wasn't Havana or Dorado. It's actually Rialto or Watch Point Gibraltar. I read the wrong week. Okay, so Rialto has been chosen. You can see where my confusion came in when I thought it was 2 different maps, and then I got told a completely different map to what I thought. Okay, going on to Rialto. We did see Corito running that far on the last map. Might see it coming out again. Rialto being quite a good map for Farah, can just hide on those rooftops and around the buildings that are quite tall and quite high up into the sky, and it also has quite a good few flank routes for Farah as well, adding a lot of value to playing that Farah. So possibly we see that coming out. We also do see the sub coming in for Ornate Circle. They will be subbing Solar out, and so maybe it's because Ornate is much more of a Farah player than Solar, and I mean, yeah, it might be that. It might be the fact that they're just planning on running like a double sniper kind of comp, maybe Ash Hanzo or an Ash Widow or something, or it just, my predictions might not be right at all. It's very, very possible that that is true and that my predictions are completely off. Pardon me. But yeah, we'll see as we get into this map, Escort. One of those maps you can't draw. This is not a drawable map, and it is currently 2-1 to Homelands, so Raiders managing to take away that last map. They have given themselves a second breath of life in this matchup, and yeah, I mean, it's going to be quite nice to see if they can keep that momentum going, keep confusing Homelands with their slower paced, more spammy kind of comps, and their dive comps as well, or whether Homelands will now get their chance to go straight back onto that Reinhardt and play a lot quicker, play a lot of the pace that they want. Say that they are playing Renzaria with the Farah, but Major is on the Brigitte. It almost looks like they're not quite picking who they want to pick yet. But I mean, if this is what they run, I mean, okay, there we see Barnsey switching off to Mercy and Major switching onto the Baptiste. Bat Mercy being ran, so you've got that pharmacy in there, and we will be seeing this, maybe this Farah duels coming out as well. However, you've got the oh, there's a nice direct coming out, and Liam gets taken out. The Mercy getting taken out from Ornate Circle there, and that's a nice shot. Just gonna switch around, and I mean, Ornate's still got to be cautious of Lupo and Corito. They are still alive and can still hurt him, so he is respecting those positions and just not really jumping out into the open too much, unlike Corito, who has that ability just to jump out into the open. I say that, but he gets taken out by the Baptiste. Major Chaos doing some nice damage and finding that kill. And oh my god, Ornate with the boot finds the kill onto Chombai. And I mean, Homelands are coming in and looking very powerful. Another boot for Ornate, finding the kill onto Felgenhauer. The kills are going to be cleaned up here, and something with the hammer swing manages to find the kill onto Liam and Narrow. I think that's them two getting swung on and jumping off the map, and that's so unlucky, but that's giving him so much ult charge, and he's already got this shatter. Ornate doing some nice damage, but he gets taken out by Lupo. It is in a spot where he can be rezzed up by Lupo by Barnsey there, and Lupo hitting some nice shots. And I mean, I didn't even notice before, Corito has gone onto that Cassidy there to just deal with this double fly composition. Window comes out, and there's the Shatter and the Barrage coming down. Shatter comes down, but I don't don't quite think it hit. I think he got stunned out of it by Kirito. Kirito just going onto the back, quite a cheeky little fan the hammer onto Major Chaos, and kills are going the way of Raiders here. Something being taken out by Felgenhauer at the end there just spells the end of that fight for Homelands. And yeah, some nice ults being built up by Raiders there as well. Ornate's now switching off of the Farah and onto the Hanzo. Something a bit more different, and quite nice to see though that they've adapted to the comp being played this quickly. The Orisa is copied up, and a grab as well onto the wall, but the grab doesn't seem to find anything for Mac. Bongo being dropped down is doing so much damage, and there's the Bongo being dropped on the other side, but there's so much damage coming out from Raiders there with the Bongo and the window coming out, and also the High Noon and the Bob and the Valk. That's a lot of ults being dropped by Raiders, but I guess I hope they can afford it. As I mean, Barnsey is really the only one, or Barnsey and something are the only ones close. Chombai though gets taken out. You're losing your Baptiste there, it's so unfortunate. Res does come through, but I mean everything's going to be so rushed now. You've not been able to rotate because you've had to stand and protect your Mercy. We're just going to see that Valk being popped, and something almost having this shatter online. Unfortunately doesn't have any shield left. Just needs to land a little bit of that fire strike or land a hammer swing to get it through. Felgenhauer though does get taken out, and I mean Narrow goes to get the touch onto point and gets absolutely blown up. The damage from Homelands Funny is just absolutely outrageous at the moment. They did so much damage there that Raiders couldn't find a way in, and Lupo unfortunately does get taken out, just trying to back out and get away. He gets swept up, and I mean there's no Lucio for Homelands Funny here, no Lucio for something. It feels so weird saying his name because it feels like I'm stuttering, but I know I'm not. I mean, well done for getting the name, I guess. Does have that shatter online. Lupo though does find the kill onto Ornate Circle, and I mean Mac on the side manages to find the kill onto Chombai, and there's the Graviton straight into the face of Narrow. Quite a cocky grab actually. Narrow getting taken out by the dragons, and I think the shield wasn't quite there for Barnsey as he gets taken out by that bomb. But yeah, 2 minutes 53 on the clock for Homelands, and completing that attack in very, very dominant fashion, almost like they did on King's Row. It is nice to see that Raiders are on the double shield, and they are running that Orisa comp, which ran better for them on Anubis, but it's like at the same time somehow Homelands have managed to find a way to crack through their defences, and they played quite an unconventional comp. They played a Reinhardt, but they played with more pokey DPS and a Zarya as well, so it's kind of like they were playing two different paces at once, and it's kind of almost split the attention of Raiders as they pushed in. And we see them doing it again here. Something on the Reinhardt and Mac on the Zarya. It's just going to be playing a bit slower for them as they run that pharmacy and an Ash this time instead of the Hanzo or the Echo. They ran an Echo. Although Felgenhauer back on this Reinhardt, and it looks like they know they're looking to hold close. They know that close hold is coming through, and so yeah, I mean, when the knowledge is there, the rotation comes out in response, and it's a nice rotation as well. Nice to see that they didn't commit onto keeping that close hold. Something does fall very low, and the lamp is be dropped for him. But Chombai gets taken out, and that with no main heals, it's just going to burn down the shield health for Felgenhauer. The boot comes out, and Liam gets taken off the edge, straight into that water, straight into that, the river. And Lupo also caught just out of position, gets taken out. I mean, Lupo getting caught there as well. That's quite unfortunate because it's more of a stagger kill as, onto Raiders. Lamp though has been dropped from Major Chaos, if I look correctly, if I did see that right. And I mean that gives Felgenhauer, I mean he probably won't know this, but gives the Raiders a lot more of a chance to walk forward. The Coalescence coming through, and this is nice aggression coming through alongside that Coalescence. Kirito with the high noon finds 2 kills on the back. And I wasn't even paying that much attention. I completely missed that. Nice quick fight coming out there, and Lupo's actually made the switch onto the Sombra there. Real question is, can Raiders get their get the cap coming through, or will they be stopped? It looks like they will be stopped up here. Bob is dropped onto the point just to guarantee it, and Mac is looking for a Graviton Surge at the moment. Might just look at the grabbing this wall. He does. He gets that grab onto the wall. The window is dropped straight into the face of Narrow and Felgenhauer. Something with the fire strike through that window finds 2 kills. Felgenhauer and Chombai. Chombai wasn't even caught up in that grab. And that's some nice nice ult usage from Homelands. They used the bomb just to slow down that point and then grab window. And quite actually good, very good discipline with this at the moment. They're very, very well disciplined at kind of their ultimates, holding ultimates when they don't need to use them, and using their ultimates for the maximum they can. Do see the rotation from Raiders coming out on this edge, and with Afara it's quite, you've got to be precautious of it. Ornate Circle now does have that barrage online, so Narrow is going to be jumping into the face. Kirito finding the kill onto Barnsey, and Ornate Circle gets taken out. There's the bomb from Narrow. I think it might have been a D-Mech coming through. Shatter comes down from something and finds the stun onto Chombai, but the kill isn't quite there. Lupo is kind of hopping around on this Sombra and manages to find the kill onto Chimp. That's unfortunate for something not being able to decloak him as he goes away. And I mean, this is staggering for Homelands. Beat comes out and there's the Shatter. Mac taken onto his back and Lamp comes out in response. Felgenhauer though gets taken out, and there's the EMP coming out from Lupo. 3 players hacked up. Mac though on high charge is getting that pocket and still managing to stay alive. Homelands are doing so much to stop this point, and Raiders still not quite finding enough to stop this point fully. Mirage comes out from Ornate and he finds the kill onto Lupo and the D-Mech onto Narrow. Overtime now started. There's the high noon coming out, and 3 put onto their backs by something. Fire strike from something also finding the kill onto Liam. There's the pin, just discouraging Felgenhauer from touching that point, and Kirito on the Kree can't quite get there. Homelands, oh my god. So much went on in that last fight, but Homelands coming away with a victory, finishing it by holding like completely holding before first point for that map. Oh, that's some nice shots from Chimp. Nice headshots onto Lupo there, taking the Sombra out on the high ground and then dropping down, using that window to his advantage. And I mean, point out to Chombai, he has done 42%, but the win has gone the way of Homeland's funny there, and insane play from them, all of them there as well. Very, very nice to see the coordination and the ult usage as well, the discipline with it as well. They're very disciplined, almost like tier 3 or tier 4 players. And so I can definitely see this team going somewhere and you know, kind of probably see them in tier 3 next season. That's kind of what we see with teams that run amok in their tier. They kind of climb up into the next tier going into the next season. But yeah, Very well played, and for me, MVP has hands down has to go to Mac. He has absolutely dominated. He just, I mean, on the Zarya, he was doing so much work on King's Row. I didn't really pay much attention to him on first map because I was more focused on Kirito, because I've obviously casted Kirito before. I was like, oh, this is the big playmaker, this is the guy I'm going to watch. But then, I mean, Homelands have completely shut it down. Something and Mac working extremely well together, really good tank synergy there, and well played from both tanks as well. It's not just the synergy, they're both playing like tier 3 tanks, they're both putting up a good tank game, and it's nice to see as well. And I mean, credit where credit's due, Raiders have put up a good fight. Felgenhauer on the main tank, Narrow especially, actually Narrow on the Diva was doing work on Rialto, and doing so much, managing to keep up with everything. Kirito on that DPS managing to find those pop-off kills, carrying that first point for Raiders really, or trying his best. But yeah, Homeland's still coming away with that win. Chimps also another major player in this series, and yeah, I'm definitely sticking with Mac as my MVP though, coming off, especially because even on the Diva he didn't look that bad, but that Sigma on the defense of King's Row, absolutely dominant. He winning fights single-handedly, and it looks like I mean, yeah, Mac, extremely well played, and I feel like it's got to go to either Kirito or Narrow for Raiders. I'm probably going to give it to Narrow, as his Diva did do absolute work in those last 2 maps. But yeah, 3-1 to Homelands. And is very well played to both teams. Just unfortunate for Raiders, they couldn't quite pull it together today. Definitely started to look a bit better when they brought Lupo in instead of Ariana, but that's because they started to go more of a spammy kind of comps where they're running an Ashe instead of a Mei, and they're running kind of Ashe junk and playing to their roots. And I think that's something they've got to learn from this. They've got to kind of learn how to play those Orisa comps a bit better, play those spammy comps a bit better, and play to their strengths, because that is definitely their strength. Homelands though, with the pace, just outpacing the whole way, managed to take away that win, and I don't think I can announce the match results there. I think I will skip the winners interview today. Actually, I'll see if I can. No, players in a group. I'm not going to bother trying because my voice is starting to go, as you might be able to hear. So I will probably end it there. I'd like to also add a note, if anybody's stuck around, any VODs from my Twitch I'm now uploading to my YouTube. So my YouTube will be, it just means that all of my VODs are going to be saved, so it just means that I can go back and watch something that happened a month ago rather than only having 2 weeks to be able to go back, and it means that I can hopefully apply for bigger casting positions because I'll have VODs more readily available when I haven't done something for a little bit. So yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed my little voice. I've noticed that I've had like 4 or 5 of you just sat there for the most time. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and I guess I'll see you next time.